Hello, welcome back. Shall we talk about giving up? Oh, we all want to give up, don't we? When you're doing something that feels impossible, you've been trying really hard, or maybe you've been trying for a long time. You have not been trying hard enough, but it's been a very long time. And you get to a stage that you just don't feel English is for you anymore. And you actually start to kind of convince yourself, you talk yourself into believing. Now that's a good structure. You're writing this down, aren't you? I hope you are. You have talked yourself into believing. So that means that you made yourself believe. It's just a nice way, a fancy way to say the same thing. You have talked yourself into believing that English is not for you. Well, I would like to come here today, as I am in fact already here, and tell you that you are just self-sabotaging. Yeah. This voice in your head telling you enough is enough, great expression. Enough is enough. That means I've had enough, no more. I have been trying to learn this language for 10 years, and a lot of you have. I hear this often, that you've been trying to learn for over 10 years, that you have completed those traditional courses in Brazil. I hear this from Brazilians a lot of the time. And still, you just don't feel like you got there. Here is the thing. Number one, where are you trying to get? What is the final destination for you? Have you thought about that? What is it? Is it that you just want to understand what people are saying better? Or is it that you want to speak and be understood, so your pronunciation is not good and you want that to improve? Or is it that you just want to be able to talk to anyone about anything without panicking? Or is it more? Is it maybe being a fluent speaker? What is it that you want? Number one, if you don't know where you're going, you cannot find a way to get there. Number two, I hear people saying to me, Patty, I think English is just not for me. I have tried so much. I have been trying for over 10 years. I have been living in an English-speaking country for over 10 years. I just cannot seem to learn this language. So there are two different scenarios here. We've got on one side the group of people who do not live in an English-speaking country, and they tell me they've tried everything, and I say, liar. Sorry, love you. I don't mean liar as in you're a horrible person. I mean you're lying to yourself, and because you have told yourself this lie so many times, you're then using it on me. But I'm not going to fall for it because I know exactly what happens with learners. I'm not going to fall for it. It means I'm not going to believe it, okay? So when you don't live in an English-speaking country and you say to me, I've tried everything and English is not for me, the reason why I'm saying to you that you have been lying to yourself is that you have not, in fact, tried everything. You have not. That's the truth. When in your life, living in a country where you don't speak English, okay, when have you done something strategic, something conscious for your learning every single day? Sunday, Saturday, weekends, holidays, your birthday, Christmas, every single day for a good sort of period of time to give you some return, some sort of outcome. When have you done that? Oh, Patty, but I listen to English most days. I'm cooking and I'm listening to a podcast. That is not good enough. That is not good enough because it's completely passive. When you're cooking and you're listening to a podcast, you're not involved at all. So the act of playing a podcast and listening to a podcast is, as it is, something that for most learners won't even be beneficial because it's so passive. You're not involved. So for those who seek to change that and to actually gain something from listening to a podcast, you're going to have to make that a more of an active practice. So it's not whilst you're cooking, is it? No. It's sitting down with a notebook, with a pen, writing sentences you think you understand, pausing, repeating those things out loud, and then maybe the next day, play the same episode again whilst you're cooking. Whilst you're cooking and while you're cooking are exactly the same. So here's for the people who live in a non-English speaking country. Now for the other group, people who live in an English speaking country, and they say to me, I've tried everything. I've been living here for 10 years. And I'll say, no, you have not. Because although you live there for 10 years, maybe your situation is that you live with people who speak your language. So let's just say that you are from Uruguay and you live with Spanish speakers. You work either with Spanish speakers, or notice that I'm giving you two options. Either you work with Spanish speakers or two things. That's why I'm using either or. Either you work with Spanish speakers or you work on your own, not speaking at all, maybe as a cleaner, so you're completely quiet for the whole day. You date people who are Spanish speakers, or maybe you're married to someone who is a Spanish speaker, and I am in no way, shape or form here to encourage you to get divorced. This is so not the point. I'm just kind of stating the facts here, okay? When you watch content, you watch most things in Spanish. You go to a Spanish restaurant, you go to Spanish bars. I mean, are you actually living in an English-speaking country, or you're living in Uruguay, fooling yourself that that environment is going to make you learn English? It won't. So it's either that, or you're married to an English speaker, you work with English speakers, you watch things in English, but you have not learned the most important skill, which is to listen. You need to understand this, guys. When you were a toddler is when you're little, like 2-3 years old. When you were a toddler and you were learning to speak and formulate sentences, you were essentially hearing what people were telling you, your parents, your carers, and repeating what they were saying. That was how everything worked. So for you to be able to speak, you would have to listen, because you can't just come up with words that you don't know exist. And that's the principle of learning to speak, whether it's your first, your second, or your fifth language. For you to be able to speak, you have to listen. You guys don't listen. I can say that to you for sure. That is the case for 99.5% of immigrants. You don't listen. People literally say a sentence to you and you say the sentence again in the wrong way. They have just said it and you say it back to them in the wrong way. So that shows me you have not learned to listen. I am getting worked up about this. Worked up is I'm getting hot, I'm getting a bit nervous about it, I sound a bit stressed, but it's because I care about this so much. If only I could make you all understand that learning to listen is absolutely key, I would feel extremely accomplished, because this is the job I do with my students. You will not finish 100 days not understanding this. I will prove it to you. But I would like you guys watching me here to understand this as well. If you don't learn to listen, there's nothing for you in terms of learning a language. And then you will tell yourself the big lie. English is not for me, and believe it, you will talk yourself into believing that only because you haven't learned the most important thing, exposure, the second most important thing, learning to listen. So forget the whole idea English is not for me. English is for you. English is for everybody, but you need to be giving your brain what it needs. You need to be feeding your brain with what it needs. Information, exposure. Your brain needs exposure. Your brain needs to learn to listen so that you can repeat sentences in the right way. So from now on, no more of this nonsense that English is not for me. English is for you. Do what you have to do to learn this language. Do not give up. Don't you dare. If you live in an English-speaking country, you cannot even think about giving up. If you don't live in an English-speaking country, but you either, two options again, you either need English maybe for work or maybe because your children, your adult children live abroad and you want to visit them, or because you have always wanted to learn English, don't you dare give up on yourself. Okay, I hope, truly hope, I've made myself clear. Thank you for watching. I believe in you. Stop being crazy. Stop talking yourself into giving up. No. Over my dead body. That means you're only going to give up when I'm dead. Yeah, that's deep. Hanging there. See you next time.